If you're considering doing sessions with me, then this video is for you. When we first start working together, I'll ask you to briefly describe what's going on with you and what you'd like to work on. But pretty quickly, I'll transition the conversation towards focusing on high level philosophical and spiritual stuff so that we can establish a connection and make sure that you really feel like I'm the person you want to be working with for coaching advice. Once we establish a meaningful connection, we're ready to move on to the main coaching process. The first step in the main coaching process is to talk about your future vision. It's critically important to have a clear future vision because that clarity will carry through to the following steps. In many ways, the rest of the coaching process builds off of this step. It is the anchor to your future success. Many people are stuck in a place of crisis. They're focusing on all the negative and the bad things that they want to avoid. But none of those worries give you any clear direction on where you're actually going. That's where the future vision comes in. With a clear future vision, we have a clear sense of where you actually want to go. And that is absolutely critical to get to a place where you can maintain a consistent sense of inner peace and well-being. When the going gets tough, it's the future vision and that sense of optimism you get from it that's going to keep you motivated. With a clear future vision in mind, it's time to make your plan. This is your plan of what you actually believe will be most effective to get you to where you want to go to realize that future vision. One stumbling block at this phase is that doubts may come up about how realistic certain goals are or how effective certain strategies might be. If you realize your future vision is so dependent on goals that you don't actually believe you can achieve, you need to do some more work on your future vision. We want to find what's going to be really rewarding and fulfilling for you to work on, regardless of the outcome to some degree, even while still keeping a clear future vision in mind. This is a bit of a paradox, but as you'll find if you work with me, paradoxes are everywhere in human nature, and they're often the most interesting and rewarding spaces to explore. As a quick example, you wouldn't want a future vision that's so dependent on realizing some goal that's fundamentally out of your control, say becoming a famous actor or actress. For many people, their idealistic future vision is not something they feel is very realistic at all. There may be a number of obstacles that make it hard or nearly impossible to realize. However, every obstacle is an opportunity for overcoming. So if, for example, you feel the main obstacle in becoming a famous actor or actress is just a lack of opportunities, you might choose to instead focus on building a business to bring those sorts of opportunities to other people. You can find a deep sense of meaning and purpose from helping others attain your goal or similar goals. In this way, we can build off of our idealistic future vision while choosing to do things that we know are within our power to do. So now that we have a clear plan in mind, it's time to revisit what brought you to coaching in the first place. What's standing in your way? What's stopping you from fulfilling that plan? What's distracting you from focusing on what you really want to be doing? As we dig deeper into your current situation, we'll start to see the differences between the plan that you want to be doing and believe will really get you to where you want to go and what you're currently doing, whatever habits you've fallen into. For many people, the key here is to shift your focus from focusing on the bad things you want to avoid towards focusing on moving towards that future vision. In doing so, it should become clear how to shift from your current habits to enacting your plan. As this breakdown between your optimistic and inspired plan and your current habits becomes clear, it acts as a blueprint for what specific behavioral changes you could make. At this point, if you're open to suggestions, I'll be able to provide you insight on what has worked for others who are in a similar situation. I may also do an assessment of your archetypal patterns and make some suggestions based off of that. With a strong sense of clarity on what specific behavioral changes you'd like to make, you are ready and empowered to make a commitment to that. To make such a commitment, it's crucial to have a high level of clarity on what specific behavioral changes you want to make. This clarity must carry through each step of the coaching process, starting with the future vision. The clarity of the future vision enables clarity of the plan, which enables clarity of the breakdown between your current situation and that plan, which then acts as a blueprint for specific behavioral changes which you can commit to. It's critically important to maintain a high sense of clarity through each of these steps so you can break through old patterns and live your best life. The last step in my process is accountability. So we'll check in periodically as you go through the process of making the changes that you committed to and enacting the plan that you envisioned. If complications come up or something isn't working for any reason, we can reassess and go back through any steps necessary to come to a new commitment and ultimately realize the motivational and spiritual growth that you seek. So that's a high-level overview of my 7-step process. I hope it resonated with you, and I look forward to hearing from you.